It's almost the new year, so we are so excited to look forward to the next year, but that also means we kind of have to look back and see, how did our year go?
Hi, I'm Matthew Dalke.
And I'm Karen Dalke. We have a top performing real estate team south of Atlanta.
So we already have our 2026 plans ready to go, but it allowed us to kind of reflect back on 2025 and really just be able to thank all of our clients so much for this amazing journey and go back and look at some of our favorite moments and stories and people we were able to help.
That's right. Even though it's been a crazy real estate year, kind of weird, and I think you guys know that. You hear about it in the news all the time. It's been a fun time. We've had a lot of laughs. We've had a lot of good memories. We have new clients. We've loved working with some of our past clients again. So we want to share some of these 2025 highlights with you. So let's start with our favorite moments from 2025. Can you think of anything that really stands out?
I think of one where, people joke that we buy and sell our houses a lot.
We do.
Our house was not on the market. It was not for sale.
Our personal home.
We had a neighbor approach us, and her parents actually really wanted to be in the neighborhood. She was getting ready to have another baby, so her parents wanted to be just like across the street. And so they approached us and asked if we would be interested in selling the house. We kind of talked through it. Yeah. So we talked to them about selling their house. They agreed to work with us on that. But here is the really cool part. We had some clients, longtime clients of like 10 or 12 years. We actually told them about the house and showed it to them before it even hit the market. They lit up, they got so excited about it, and they ended up actually buying the house. So that was kind of a really cool, crazy moment that just all worked out. So
we call that the trifecta.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you weren't following along, what you're saying is our personal house wasn't for sale, but we sold it anyway to some interested folks, the parents of our neighbor.
Yes.
And then the house that they had to sell, one of our longtime buyers bought that house, and then we sold their house too.
You're mathing well.
I'm clocked in. We've had another one at the end of the year that kind of ended like that too.
So this is crazy. We sold a house about a year and a half ago to some out-of-state clients. The folks who owned the house were our longtime clients. They went and bought another house on the lake. Well, fast forward now, we are selling their house, and the folks who bought their house are now buying the lake house. So we have one family following, and they keep buying the same house that the other family owns.
They're chasing them.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And what's funny about this, as you're telling both stories, I'm kind of laughing. That's kind of the joy and the craziness of selling in kind of a small town, because we know all the other agents. We know who needs a house. We know what houses are coming up for sale. We know what our clients want because they're calling us throughout the year telling us. So working in Fayette and Coweta County, kind of keeping it small, like those things happen more than you think.
So how about you? What was one of your favorite moments for the year?
Well, my favorite moment is actually like 3 moments all in one. In the fourth quarter alone, we helped 3 first-time home buyers purchase their home. And what's really extra special is that all 3 of them came from their parents who are also former clients of ours. And whether it's a year or 5 years later, in a couple cases, they refer their children to us for their first home in the Atlanta area, which is really, really cool, because if you're gonna trust your children with someone, that's really special. So that was my 3 favorite parts of the year.
All 3 sets of buyers were under 30 years old. And the average first-time home buyer right now is 40 years old.
Yeah, I think our youngest, the one I'm thinking of, he is 25 years old. He's got a great job in the city in Atlanta, and he knows he's gonna stay here for a while. So what a great way to get started early in your investment portfolio.
It was truly monumental for us for our fourth quarter to be able to help 3 first-time home buyers. And as much as it's so excited for those buyers to have their first home, it just means more in the world to us to be able to really help start that journey of building your wealth.
And everybody gets caught up in like interest rates and all the things about real estate, but really it comes down to those things for us, I think.
Yeah, is the relationships.
Yeah. So that was our favorite business related Dalke Home Group moment. Do you have a favorite time from the past year personally?
I could say a life-changing trip that we took, just a short, quick trip. You took me to Park City, Utah. I had never been.
That's right.
I just fell in love with the nature The mountains, like I've never seen so many aspen trees. Of course, there's bicycling everywhere. So of course I like that. But it's like, it reminds me of Arizona where I'm from with the mountains, but like without the desert. Like
that's one of my favorite places. The boys learned to ski there. So I love those memories. You are right. No surprise, we looked at real estate while we were in Park City. This is what we do, right? Yes. For fun. Yeah. So yeah, we can never afford to live there. Yeah. We can just dream about retiring there. But that was a super fun trip. And I especially loved that as soon as we checked into our place, you had already rented our bikes. That was really special and fun. So
I know we worked a lot this year, but what was one of your favorite moments?
Well, this is really a shocker to those of you who know us. We bought a home this year at the very beginning of the year. That was part of the trifecta that Matthew talked about, where someone wanted our old home and then we sold and all that good stuff. We ended up in the home that we're in now. We're calling it our forever home. So it's really great. And we have family coming for the holidays. There's plenty of room for everyone. We're still kind of decorating. You know how that goes. Do we want wallpaper? Do we want, what do we want to do? But we put a pool in. I could stay here forever, at least until we move to Park City. So love it. Now we are going to talk about our biggest wins for the year. What do you think of when you think about our biggest wins for our team?
So Chris Gibson Homes, I've known Chris Gibson personally for a lot of years through motocross and dirt bike industry. So it was really neat. We had the real estate in common as well. He has had an amazing business. He's been a local builder in the Fayette area for a long time, 20, 25 years. When it became time for him to hire another agent, he decided and chose to work with us. And then mid-year, we actually had another builder, local builder, who's just phenomenal, third generation builder, Chadwick Homes. Chad approached me about a potential opportunity to be his agent and for us to be his agent. And so through conversations and interviews, he chose us and our team. So not only were we working with Chris Gibson Homes, Chadwick Homes agreed to sign us on as well. Karen, how about you?
That's actually what I consider the biggest win too, but kind of in a different way. I've been in real estate since 2009 and have never had the opportunity to work new construction or work with a new homes subdivision. So being in real estate for so long, to start something new was really eye-opening for us. Just proves like you don't know everything. Like you're still learning, you're still always learning something new. There's been days where it's been a struggle. It's mostly been exciting. I think for us to get to this point at the end of the year, looking forward to 2026 with both of those subdivisions. And we have Keg Creek with Chadwick, and then we have the Manor with Chris Gibson and Chadwick Homes. Going into next year, it just sets us up to help more people, to partner more people up with the perfect home. And it's been really cool and exciting.
So you mentioned a couple of the neighborhoods. Keg Creek is downtown Sonoy, so that is such a cool location. And that's like right around a $500,000 price point. And then the Manor is almost across the street from us. That's 50 lots in Tyrone, Georgia, and that's anywhere from about $1 million to $2 million. So it's really fun to have all different price points.
This year has been a great lesson learning 12 months for us. Does anything stand out to you as far as lessons that you've learned this year?
The biggest lesson I learned this year is things definitely do come full circle. And I've never really done that or even thought about that in the past, but it is something that definitely happens and it's very fascinating. So example on this one of our builders used to come to me and ask a lot of questions about pricing, the market, all these different things. Meanwhile, I was not his agent, but I always want to help people. So I would always answer questions. And now full circle, the builder ended up deciding to hire us. So I never want to take that for granted in the future. And I always want to just help people, whether it benefits me or not. And I'm always going to remember that. And Karen, what was really a great lesson learned for you this year?
Well, this one's a little bit emotional because it hits really close to home. I've been with Keller Williams since 2009. You've been there a long time as well. A lot of times in our business, doors will open and opportunities are there. You can step through that door. Sometimes it's a great decision. And sometimes though you look and think what you had all along was even better. And so for us, I think that's the case. And just because you've been somewhere a long time doesn't mean the grass is greener somewhere else. Sometimes it's really green just right where you are. Just keep your feet planted and that's okay too.
And it's where we started our journey together.
It is where we started our journey,
place.
Our work journey and our personal journey. So That's really special.
Now that we've looked back at our emotional, memorable moments, let's look back at the stats and how many families we were able to help this year.
Our 2025 volume was about 27 million for the year. Almost all of that came from repeat referral, friends, our sphere group. Again, those parents who referred their kids who were the first-time home buyers are in there too.
So we were able to help out 42 of our clients and friends, and so that was really neat. And most of our business actually this year has come from Fayette and Coweta County, really where we focus mostly on. But then, of course, we do some fun stuff in Atlanta too. Like that's where I started my career.
Another fun statistic we like to look at the end of the year is we'll call it our Big Fish, Little Fish Award. And we love them both the same. Our Big Fish Award this year goes to our lakefront listing in North Cove, a very popular neighborhood in the city that everybody loves. It sold for $1,628,000.
And actually that house was part of the trifecta on one of the deals we talked about.
That's right. Our Small Fish Award was a first-time home buyer, which is amazing. Great investment for him. 25 years old, up in the city. And it was a great condo that he purchased for $230,000 in the Smyrna area.
Wait, so you could still buy stuff for under $300,000?
Crazy. That's right.
Impressive. A lesson learned that came from our stats was definitely learning how to price a house again. This year has been crucial to price a house exactly where it should be or it sits. So a lot of people ask me, how's the market? Our home's selling. If a home is priced well, it is selling. And so I've had to get very good at pricing homes again.
And that doesn't mean that the market is bad. It means we are entering more of a normal cycle, wouldn't you say?
You read my mind. Speaking of the market, I wanted to talk about predictions for next year. Interestingly enough, I think next year is going to be pretty normal. Normal is good. Normal can be good. I think it's going to be a balanced market. I think sellers are going to do pretty well. I think buyers are going to be able to negotiate a little bit. 2025 had the lowest amount of national sales since 1995. And in 1995, there were 80 million less people in the United States. So that tells you 2025 was a very slow year of people buying and selling. And I think it's a lot of it is people are in the 3% interest rate, so they don't want to sell. And then for buyers, it's very expensive when the rates were really high. Affordability is tough and home prices didn't really come down enough. And in 2026, we're going to see a little bit of an interest rate drop from what we're hearing. So I think that is going to create some buyers to get out and buy homes.
And I do feel like our team is going to have our biggest year yet in 2026. A lot of that is because we already have 10 contracts for new home subdivision over in the Manor. And I predict that our team is going to knock it out of the park. And at a time when a lot of real estate agents are getting out of the business because it has been a little bit slower this year, we are actually just looking forward to ramping it up and doing even more. And I know 2026 is going to be phenomenal.
I think you're so right, Karen. I'm very excited for 2026. And just truly, more important than anything, thank you to all our friends and our clients for all your support throughout the years. We could not do this without you. And it's so fun to look back and see again all the people we were able to work with and all the relationships we've built.
And if we haven't had the opportunity to meet you or to help you, maybe you're in California or in New York or in Chicago and you're watching us looking for someone to partner with you in real estate, we would love to have a conversation. Look forward to that. If you liked this video, be sure to like and subscribe.
And please leave a comment of maybe a video you want us to make in the future. We love ideas, so that would be awesome. Merry Christmas.
And happy holidays.
From our home to yours. And remember, every move counts.